My name is Benedict Owusu. A very good morning to you wherever you are. Still here on the AM show. We'll talk some sports and we start here on the low coast. And then the Black Stars and the Pharaohs of Egypt crucial 2018 World Cup qualifier in Alexandria is just 10 days away. And Black Stars coach Avram Grant is yet to name his squad for the game. Now, it looks like issues of players' availability for the game is what has delayed the Israeli trainers' announcement of the squad. Yesterday, Black Stars captain Asamoah Gyan was quoted by UAE Portal 24 saying, and I quote, "It will be very hard to participate in Ghana's encounter against the Pharaohs on the 13th of November in the 2014 World Cup." And also, this was when he missed at least 6-0 win over Hatta in the UAE League. Now, according to Asamoah Gyan, he will undergo tests today under the supervision of the club's medical team to find out the extent of his injury and the duration of his time out. We hope and pray that Asamoah Gyan will make it for the game which will be played in Alexandria, that's in Egypt, next week Sunday. The Black Stars must get a win to keep their hopes of qualifying for another World Cup alive. Remember, they started their qualifying campaign on a jerky note at the Tamale Stadium when they drew goalless with Uganda. And the big one, of course, as I noted, is this coming Sunday, Sunday's week in Alexandria. That's November 13th when the Black Stars face Egypt in that crucial 2018 World Cup qualifier. And we'll still stay with that World Cup qualifier, and obviously the Egyptians are ensuring that they create a very conducive atmosphere for the game. Well, if you remember, some few weeks ago, the FA came out to say that they were going to allow 50,000 spectators into the stadium. Then later, the sports ministry, through the interior, the interior ministry noted that they were going to increase that number from 50,000 to 75,000. Well, after they ensured that that game they played, the Zamalek and Sounders game, which everything went so well, they ensured that they were going to increase that number from 50,000 to 75. So we're going to have 75,000 fans in the stadium when the Black Stars play Egypt at the Alexandria Stadium on November 13. Well, some fans have also been talking on an initial plot to attack Avram Grant. Well, the Egyptians and the Israelis, they do not really agree on certain things. And since Avram Grant is an Israeli and he will be leading the Black Stars to Egypt, well, there have been talks that the fans there might want to do something to the Israeli trainer. Well, yesterday, my colleague Gary Al Smith spoke to Ben Mittelman, Channel 2 news editor, as well as Israel Rafael Sila, who works for BBC Tel Aviv, on these issues going into the game. So let's just take a listen to what transpired when Gary spoke to the two gentlemen.
Yeah, well, it is a big topic here in Israel. It's a big issue. First of all, Avram Grant is always a big story here in Israel, and especially right now when we're talking about a game that is also interesting, not in football terms, but as you said, because of the political tension between the countries, Israel and Egypt. We are focusing for a few days here in the media. You can see on the papers, on my channel, on TV, on the internet, people are very curious about what will be happen there in Egypt. Is Avram Grant is a target for any of Egypt do not welcome him for their country? It is very interesting. It's interesting also that Avram Grant himself, he's in Israel right now. I think he lives in a couple of days, but he doesn't want to speak about the issue. He prefers not to say anything. He thinks that it might help him. It might be better for him right now.
Good one. Thank you very much for your introductory points on this one. We still stay in Israel with a BBC News reporter, Rafael Geller, who also joins us from Tel Aviv. Rafael is on the phone lines. Thank you very much for your time, Rafael.
Thanks, Gary. Thanks for having me on.
Right. We've heard from Ben Mittelman, your countryman from Channel 2 News. What can you also say about this matter, about Avram Grant not wanting to speak on the matter, even though he is in Israel at the moment?
Look, I sent him a WhatsApp and just said good luck and hope everything stays, hope you stay safe. It's obvious he doesn't want to talk about it because he wants to focus on the match. He's a football manager. He doesn't want to focus on the politics. This has always been his policy when there's been issues like this, when he was in England and when he was in Serbia and so on and so forth. He wants to focus on football. And, giving interviews to Israeli media or any media about what it's going to be like for him is not his style. Maybe he'll talk about it in the future when the time is right. But right now, he's focused on the match. It's obviously a really big match for him. I've seen all the reports coming out of your country that he could be gone if he loses. So he's very focused, and I think we'll see a really good performance from Avram Grant and the Ghana.
So there will be more on the Ghana-Egypt game in our subsequent sports bulletin, so make sure you stay tuned here on Joy News channel. Now we'll do some boxing, and Ghana's Richard Comey is billed to meet Russian Denis Shafikov in the final IBF eliminator on December 7 in Russia. Now Joy Sports Ifua Santo Fosu yesterday visited Richard Comey and came through with this report.
The 28-year-old Ghanaian boxer has a rich record after winning the Ghanaian lightweight title, International Boxing Federation Continental Africa lightweight title, Africa Boxing Union lightweight title, International Boxing Federation Intercontinental lightweight title, and Commonwealth lightweight title. Comey lost out on the vacant International Boxing Federation lightweight title to American Robert Easter at the Santander Arena in Pennsylvania about 2 months ago. His Russian opponent Denis Shafikov has failed at winning the IBF world title twice. Comey has fully recovered from his defeat and is currently training at the Bronx Gym Club in Accra in preparation for the bout against Shafikov come December.
Yeah, most definitely I've recovered because, you know, I went in there with Robert Easter and give all my heart. So I know in my head, I know I've won. So, you know, things happen in boxing. I've let it go already. As far as I want to be a world champion, I just have to forget about it and then focus on what is ahead of me. Well, ever since I lost to Robert Easter, I had a week rest, and ever since I'm back in the gym training now. So, you know, I know anything could happen very soon. So, after 1 week rest, I just jump in the ring and start preparing. So the IBF who ordered me to fight Shafikov, they've seen the performance I put in the last time, and they've seen what happened there. So I don't think for some reason they will let something like that happen to me again if I ever put in my best as I did with Robert Easter, or even more if I did much more better. I don't think they will sit down and watch this thing happen to me. But you know, like I always believe, it's God that does all my fighting for me, and I believe regardless, even if no Ghanaian has ever gone to Russia and win, with me, I believe in God. I know definitely when I'm coming back with a victory.
So it's happening on December 7 in Russia. That's Richard Comey up against Shafikov. We'll definitely have to look out for that one. So when you say a prayer, make sure you say one for Richard Comey as he prepares for that big bout in Russia next in December 7. Now, away from the local scene, let's do the UEFA Champions League, and as many as 8 matches were played